evening from Nassau County Coliseum in suburban New York. Tonight it's the second annual ABA-NBA Super Game. I'm Don Criqui. I'll be calling the play-by-play for you. Doing some analysis on the ABA is Cliff Hagan, a two-time All-American at the University of Kentucky. Later, you'll recall he was 6 times an NBA All-Star of the St. Louis Hawks. He played and he coached in the ABA. And, Cliff, what do you think this game means to the ABA players?
Well, I think it means a great deal. This game was just played a year ago tonight, and the NBA won by 5 points. Well, since then, there have been some great players to come into the ABA, and like Artis Gilmore, a big 7'2" man. We've got Dan Issel, who'll be playing tonight. Julius Ervin, an unstoppable man, and I think they might make up that 5-point deficit tonight.
All right, Cliff, another of our analysts this evening is Hot Rod Hundley. You'll remember at West Virginia's an All-American, later with the Minneapolis and Los Angeles Lakers. And how about the NBA players? I know you talked with a lot of them, Rod. How do they look at the game?
Well, I think they want to win it, Don, and they've got to be the favorite in this game. They've got Wilt Chamberlain, who'll be starting at center. They've got Gail Goodrich replacing Jerry West, who's a great shooter. And it should be an interesting game. It's going to be speed from both sides and great rebounding by Chamberlain. I look for a great game.
Look for it to be close.
It should be.
All right, Hot Rod.
On our scouting report tonight, the coach of the NBA All-Stars, a former great basketball player with the Minneapolis and Los Angeles Lakers, considered by many the greatest all-around basketball player ever to play the game. Elgin Baylor. Elgin, the coach of the All-Stars. You've got a lot of talent. You've played in a lot of All-Star games in the past, and this should be a great one.
I think so, Rob, because the ABA has a lot of talent this year. I think they're much stronger than they were last year. They have this big kid, Artis Gilmore, in the center. I'm quite sure he'll present a problem. However, we do have a great bunch of ball players. We have 11 of the greatest ball players in the NBA. However, some of them didn't show up. They're a little late getting here, I think, because of traffic problems. Walt Frazier isn't here, and Archibald. But anyway, I think we'll have a great game.
Elgin, you played against Wilt Chamberlain, you played with Wilt. And when you played against him and against guys like Russell, and I'm sure you feel the same way about Gilmore, when the players drive across that middle, you've got to be conscious of the big guy being there. That should be a difference for both sides.
Well, definitely us. And I've talked to my players about this. Naturally, when they decide to go to the basket and Wilt comes up to center pick, to look for Wilt, because Gilmore is a good shot blocker and he tries to block everything, and he's pretty successful. And on the other end, I'm sure they'll be challenging Wilt and they'll be passing the ball out.
Hey, this is your first coaching experience in the future. Will Elgin Baylor come back as a coach in the NBA?
I don't know, Rod. After tonight, I'll either be 1-0 or 0-1.
Elgin, you've always been great, and I know you'll do a great job with this game. Good luck.
Thank you very much, Rod.
Elgin Baylor, the coach of the NBA, and now here's Cliff Hagan with the coach of the ABA, Al Bianchi.
Thank you, Rod. The ABA is indeed fortunate to have Al Bianchi as coach, a 10-year veteran of the NBA with Syracuse Nats and then the Philadelphia 76ers. Al, this is a big game, no doubt about it, but are you and the ABA players really excited about it?
Well, there's no question about that, Cliff. I think it'd be a feather in our cap if we could beat the NBA. I think it means more to us than it does to the NBA. The NBA has been in existence a lot longer than we have, and we're out to win.
Well, no doubt about it. What about the experience? I was looking down the ages of the ball players, and it seemed like that the ABA has about 38 years of experience with about 85 for the NBA.
Well, that's always a problem, Cliff. You know, you can't, you really can't weigh that experience factor, but there's no question the NBA has more experience. Of course, we have youth, and we think we have some quickness, and maybe we can overcome that.
Well, basically, tonight, just what will you try to do with this much larger ball club here?
Well, as I said, Cliff, I think we have some quickness out there. We're going to try to get the ball out and run, and if we don't have the good opportunity shot or the layup off the fast break, well, we're going to put the ball inside and try to get some movement to the basket and get our centers in the act passing. And if no one's open, why, we're going to go right to it.
Well, great. Good luck to you.
We're ready for the introductions of the All-Star players from the National and American Basketball Association. Rod Hundley, this game is, as you know, and you weren't the first one, the second annual game. They played last year at Houston. Was there any particular style of play you noticed? Was it a more wide open, more of a schoolyard type of game since they haven't worked together that much, or was it a disciplined game?
I think the one thing that was missing was the big man. Tonight you've got Wilt Chamberlain, you've got Artis Gilmore, Naturally, you had neither of these players last year. However, you did have Nate Thurman for the NBA, but it was more of a driving game down the middle. I don't look for that in this game. When Chamberlain and Gilmore are in the lineup, most of the shooting, I think, would come from the outside.
We are now ready for the introductions of the NBA All-Star players. At forward, from Southern University and the Chicago Bulls is Bob Love, and we're having a bit of a technical problem right now. And we're told now that this announcer cannot be heard over the PA, so we're going to go to the house announcer here at Nassau County Coliseum, and apparently he's going to do it.
That's what happens in these all-star games, Don.
Modern technology. Kill you.
Looks like Big Wilt's going to be captain of the NBA and Mel Daniels for the ABA.
Daniels has twice been, he's on the right there, he's twice been the most valuable player in the American Basketball Association. And Wilt on the left, I guess everybody knows his records. He's the all-time leading scorer, the all-time leading rebounder in professional basketball. And, of course, this year was the key man in the NBA playoffs as the Lakers took it all in the NBA. And Daniels was the pivot man on the Indiana Pacers, who are champions of the ABA for the second time in 3 years. Here's Bob Love. He is from Southern University and the Chicago Bulls. Connie Hawkins from the University of Iowa and the Phoenix Suns, the forward. One of the great players in all of pro basketball, the captain of the Boston Celtics from Ohio State, John Havlicek. Another member of the Phoenix Suns from Creighton University, Paul Silas. One of the great players in New York basketball from the University of Detroit and the New York Knickerbockers, forward Dave DeBusschere. Getting a big New York welcome here tonight.
You know, Don, he's a tremendous competitor, and the fans really are appreciating it. He played with an injury, tried to play, did his best, and showing their approval.
Here is the second-year man from St. Bonaventure and the Detroit Pistons, Bob Lanier, 6'11". And the big man from L.A., from the University of Kansas, Wilt Chamberlain. Full grown.
Big Wilt's a favorite all over the league.
A great little backcourt player from the University of Minnesota, Philadelphia 76ers, Archie Clark. And from the Royals and Texas at El Paso, Nate Archibald. And one of the premier backcourt players of all time in pro basketball from Cincinnati and the Milwaukee Bucks, Oscar Robertson. And there is Gail Goodrich, who had such a great playoff series for the Los Angeles Lakers. He played collegiately at UCLA, 2 NCAA championship teams. Now from the LA Lakers. And there is Elgin Baylor, who retired this past November in his 14th season in the NBA, considered by many, and two of them are sitting with me, as the greatest all-around player ever in the game.
Well, Cliff Hagan used to play against Elgin man-to-man. They went against each other. And Cliff, I think you would agree with that. Baylor probably the greatest all-around forward of all time.
Here now are
He certainly was.
Excuse me, Cliff, the ABA All-Stars. This is Willie Wise, who played at Drake, and now is with the Utah Stars. From the University of Kentucky and the Kentucky Colonels, Dan Issel, an all-league forward. Here is the sensational player, much like Connie Hawkins of Phoenix in the NBA, Julius Erving. From Massachusetts and the Virginia Squires. A money player, native of New York, played at Dayton, plays with the ABA champion Indiana Pacers, Roger Brown. Here's the only man to lead the NCAA, the NBA, and the ABA in scoring from Miami of Florida and the New York Nets, Rick Barry. Mel Daniels, the center on Indiana, who you saw a little bit ago. 6'10" pivot man. Played collegiately New Mexico. And here is the sensational rookie. He was both Rookie of the Year and Most Valuable Player in the ABA, and this is his first season. 7'2" Artis Gilmore from Jacksonville and the Kentucky Colonels. There's a fine backcourt player, Ralph Simpson from Denver. Played collegiately 1 year at Michigan State. There's Jimmy Jones from Grambling, backcourt player. George Thompson from the Pittsburgh Condors come out. And also coming out from Dallas is Don Freeman. He played at Illinois. And there's the head coach who you met earlier from the Virginia Squires, Al Bianchi. The officials for tonight's game are Joe Gushu and John Vanek. And right now we're going to have the playing of our national anthem. The opening tip-off of tonight's game in just a moment. This is Don Criqui with Hot Rod Hundley and Cliff Hagan back at Nassau County Coliseum. We're set to go, starting for the NBA at the pivot, Wilt Chamberlain. Up front will be Connie Hawkins and John Havlicek, and in the backcourt, Archie Clark and Oscar Robertson. For the ABA in white, Artis Gilmore will jump center. In the back line, Don Freeman and Jimmy Jones. Up front, Rick Barry and Dan Issel. Havlicek now joins the NBA starting five, and we're set to go. They'll be playing a 24-second NBA clock. They have to get a shot off within 24 seconds after taking possession of the ball. In the ABA, it's normally 30. They're using the ABA ball in the first half. Tap control by the ABI, and the break is Don Freeman. Fakes the pass to Wise, puts up the first shot of the game, and Hawkins clears for the NBA out to Oscar Robertson. He is picked up by Jimmy Jones. Now, in the ABA, as you're probably aware, they have the three-point shot. That line you see on the outer perimeter of the key is a three-point line. However, they'll not be using that till the second half. There is John Havlicek banking the first points of the game off glass, and the NBA leads 2-0.
Gilmore cut off that lane on Chamberlain. He did a good job on him on the first play.
Artis Gilmore saves the ball, gets it out to Willie Wise, and here is Rick Barry, former NBA scoring leader. To Wise to Jimmy Jones. Looking to shoot on Havlicek, he does. And the game is tied.
Jimmy Jones, one of the all-time great shooters from Grambling.
Big backcourt player. He's 6'5". Oscar Robertson and Archie Clark working in the backcourt for the NBA. As Chamberlain comes out high now, bringing Gilmore away from the board. John Havlicek looks to penetrate. Chamberlain comes over and sets the pick for Archie Clark. Inside to Chamberlain on the pick and roll, and bang.
It was a great pass by Clark. He had to lob the ball up high, but yet not too high for Wilt to get to it. He grabbed the ball and stuffed it in.
Here is Artis Gilmore, low against Chamberlain. Gets it out to Jim Jones. Robertson picks him up on the switch. They go to Willie Wise. And Wise puts up a shot that's cleared by Chamberlain. And the NBA leading 4-2 comes down court on a slowed down break as Robertson controls the ball. John Havlicek matched up against Rick Barry. Inside to Connie Hawkins, who stuffs the ball on Willie Wise.
Boy, Wise got in front of him, and Oscar made a perfect lob pass to Hawk, rolling to the basket for the dunk shot.
It's 6-2 NBA. Early in the first quarter as Willie Wise shoots for the ABA, and again Hawkins clears the defensive board. Up court to Clark to Robertson. Havlicek is left, gets the pass from Robertson. John Havlicek can't get the shot. Rebound cleared by Barrett to Jimmy Jones, and here comes the ABA on the break. Jones looking inside to Barry. He moves out, and they go to Freeman. Robertson is ticked off by Artis Gilmore, but Freeman can't get a shot, and now we have a whistle and a foul called against the NBA. Robertson gets his first personal foul, the first of the game. And Don Freeman from the Dallas Chaparrals goes to the free throw line for the ABA, with the NBA leading 6-2.
Don Freeman's a very deceptive ball player with those thin legs of his. He is quick as a fly. He can just really move, and Oscar will have his hands full trying to stay with him, but he's got Big Wilt back there to help him.
Freeman's free throw makes it 6-3. NBA in the dark uniforms with the ball in the lead. Robertson quarterbacking the team. Here is Havlicek coming outside as Barry looks to work off. Wilt Chamberlain is trying to pick him off. Gilmer comes out now. Havlicek goes inside again to Wilt Chamberlain. Baseline is shut off by Gilmore. They go to very quick Archie Clark. Saves the ball to Havlicek. Foul call on Rick Barry of New York, and John Havlicek shoots for the NBA.
They just beat the 24-second clock there, and Havlicek had to force it. Again, the ABA playing very good defense. Chamberlain on that rollout failed to turn to the basket. Then he had to hand the ball back to Clark, who could not get a shot. Then Havlicek finally forced one from outside to draw the foul from Barry. John gets 2 free throws.
For many of these players, the season's been over for some time, and I think we might see a little bit of effect on their shooting. A little fatigue. Just, I think, a little bit of the sharpness is going to be gone.
7-3 is the score. NBA leads. ABA has the ball. Here is Don Freeman going inside to Artis Gilmore. And Gilmore puts it up over Wilt Chamberlain. And it's a 7-5 game.
You know, that man's 7 feet 2, and he shot a hook jump. And that's, you know, why does a man 7'2" have to shoot a hook jump? That's really a shot to stop.
Here is a foul against Archie Clark as Don Freeman had position on him, and Clark is called for an offensive foul, and possession goes over to the ABA.
Clark likes to use that move. We'll look at it again here. That's that stutter step. Then he darted to the right, but Freeman was not to be fooled, and Archie charged right into him for the offensive foul.
Back to live action now. Artis Gilmore gives to Willie Wise, who's had some trouble shooting, does again. Rebound tapped out by Gilmore, but it goes to Robertson to Clark. A one-on-one break against Don Freeman. Clark takes it through. Can't get the shot. But the rebound is cleared by John Havlicek. And we have a foul call underneath.
Havlicek will get the free throws. It's a beautiful move. Look at Clark here. This time he stutter steps right, goes back to the left. He missed the shot, but a fantastic move. And then Havlicek grabs the rebound to draw the foul under the basket, putting the ball back up from the right side.
Tremendous balance.
John Havlicek puts up the 8th point of the game for the NBA. It's an 8-5 game. As Jimmy Jones has the ball for the ABA. Here is Rick Barry now against the clear side on Havlicek. Can't get the shot. Artis Gilmore tips it up. Doesn't go in. He gets it the second time. He can get up in the air.
Chamberlain was outside on that play, and Hawkins was the only man there to try and stop Gilmore, and he easily went up over Connie at 6'8" and got the tip.
Gilmore just flew in from Amsterdam, Holland today for the game.
Havlicek gets the offensive foul on that drive.
Now it's a foul call against Havlicek, the 3rd team foul. The NBA calls for a timeout. And an offensive foul call against Havlicek. The ball turns over to the ABA. And we're back to action. Here is Rick Barry looking for the baseline. Shut off by Havlicek. Feeding off to Gilmore inside. An overmatch against Havlicek on the switch-off. The basket is disallowed as we have a foul again on John Havlicek. 2nd.
Barry's very tricky. Going up and handing back. Havlicek right under him, knowing he's got a job to do against that big man, because he'll just go up and stuff it. And gives him the foul.
You know, speaking of Rick Barry, Cliff, I would rate him right up there with Baylor as one of the all-time great forwards.
Has to be. He plays both ends of the court.
Here is Havlicek going to Oscar Robertson. He's shut off inside by Jimmy Jones, and they go outside to Connie Hawkins. To Archie Clark. Here is Havlicek, blocked by Barry, but slapped out to Archie Clark, who hits the jumper. And the NBA leads 10-7.
I think it'll be very interesting watching Barry and Havlicek tonight. They're both very quick for their size, and it'll be quite a contest between the two of them.
There's the Hawk reaching in to draw one-shot foul. His man Willie Wise beat him on the baseline driving right. Connie reached out and grabbed him with both hands. That's a sure way to keep you from getting 2 points.
Wise, quite a success story after playing at Drake. He wrote to pro basketball teams asking for a tryout. Bill Sharman picked him up then with the Los Angeles Stars, and he is now one of the premier forwards in the ABA or any league. He's an outstanding player, one of the great defensive players in the game, and he's got an assignment tonight, Connie Hawkins, who has the ball. Inside they go to Wilt Chamberlain. And Chamberlain looking for the guards, cutting. It's a little boxed up inside. Out to Havlicek, and here is Oscar Robertson. Got it off just before the 24-second clock ran out. Here's Willie Wise at 6'7", leading the break for the ABA. Tight switching defense by the NBA All-Stars. Don Freeman hits over it, and the game is tied 10-all.
Chamberlain's coming out high and setting the pick and trying to get some cutters off him, but there's not been that much any time for practice to set up any kind of play, so they're going to be a little bit ineffective with his coming out that high.
Havlicek shoots. Barry clears. Game tied 10-all, and the ABA coming down in the break. Lead pass from Jimmy Jones to Don Freeman outside to Willie Wise. Willie Wise had 4 shots from out there, hadn't hit a one. Here's the pass now to Archie Clark. And he throws it up on Jimmy Jones, cleared by Wise, and the ABA comes back down court.
No, Archie took that shot without any of his players in rebound position, but he's done that all year long and has been quite successful with the shot.
Chamberlain blocked down Freeman, but the ball was slapped back to Freeman. Now Barry puts it up. And for the first time in the game, the ABA takes the lead, 12-10. Rick Barry with his first points of the game. Archie Clark looking for the baseline, shut out by Jones outside to Hawkins. Oscar Robertson shooting on Freeman, and Robertson ties the game for the NBA 12-all as Robertson gets his first 2 points of the night. Rick Barry driving on Havlicek. Basket would have gone had it gone through, but Barry will go to the free throw line as Havlicek now gets his 3rd personal foul, and Barry will shoot 2.
Here comes Barry across the free throw line. Made up his mind he's going in there strong. Goes up, keeps his balance, and the hand makes the foul. Contorted there, but still has good balance as he puts the ball up softly.
Rick's 6'7", Havlicek 6'5". As Cliff mentioned, Don, both are very quick. They're both great competitors. That's really probably the best matchup in the game thus far. And here comes the man into the game, Gail Goodrich, who made a statement in the dressing room before the game. He said the other guard couldn't make it. He was speaking of number 44 with the Lakers, Jerry West.
Jerry, because of some illness in the family, Mrs. West and 2 of the youngsters are sick, not seriously, and we wish them a speedy recovery, but Jerry couldn't make the game, so Gail Goodrich, who termed Jerry the other guard.
That's a pretty good substitute.
He led the Lakers in scoring just under 26 points a game, 25.9.
Gail Goodrich gets set to put it up, goes to his friends from L.A., Wilt Chamberlain. Will not go, but Chamberlain was fouled, or did he foul?
Gilmore got him on the play. Wilt doesn't react that quick when a rollout, and that time he fumbled the ball momentarily, and before he could get the shot away, he got the foul.
Now there's a timeout on the court with the score. The ABA 14, the NBA 12. There is the NBA All-Star coach Elgin Baylor and Cliff Hagan. They used to boo you in Los Angeles because of the way you played him.
Yeah, they used to think I was a hatchet man out there, Don. I was 6'4", about 210. Elgin was about 6'6", 225, and they used to think so I took advantage of Elgin. I don't know why. He's one of the great all-time players, rebounder, a passer, a playmaker, a tremendous shooter, tremendous rebounder. Just does everything. It did it well.
I remember people asking Elgin Baylor at banquets, who's the toughest man that ever guarded you? And he'd say, Woody Salisbury. And I said, what did you average against him? He said, about 35.
It's 14-13. ABA with a 1-point lead on the ball. Here is Don Freeman with a height over match against Gail Goodrich. Shooting against him. There's a foul call on Goodrich on the play.
Freeman is very crafty. If you notice then, he fakes 2 or 3 bobbles. Here you go. Gives a head fake. Another one got his man up. He goes right through there. Very crafty ball player.
Gail was looking around yelling, hey, Jerry, help. He wasn't there.
And the ABA now leads by 2, 15-13. as Freeman gives them their biggest lead of the game, 16-13 ABA. Freeman has now scored 5 points. Gail Goodrich with the ball for the NBA, number 20. Freeman against him, and Goodrich with that left-hand shot missed it all that time. He says to the official they touched the ball, and they rule that he did. Freeman from inbounds to the NBA. Oh, put it in.
Here comes Nate. Let's skate.
Looks like one of the ball boys gets it.
Here's a great little basketball player, Nate Archibald. He averaged well up in the 20s this year, about 28 a game, and he was third in the league in assists.
Something. Here is Rick Barry going to the basket behind his back to Willie Wise, who moves in on Havlicek. Chamberlain got a piece of the ball, but a traveling violation against Wise prior to the shot. And the ball turns over to the NBA. 16-13 ABA, 4 minutes and 40 seconds left to play in the first quarter here at Nassau County Coliseum. Nate Archibald puts it up. Too much on it. Went over the top, comes inbounds to the ABA.
Doesn't take these boys long to get up a shot.
You can believe this, Nate Archibald, until he was a senior, sat on the bench at DeWitt Clinton High School here in New York.
Not setting anymore.
He said he was too small. Here is Freeman hitting, a very fine shooter. Freeman arcing it up to give the ABA a 5-point lead. He has 7 points. It's 18-13.
You know, they've got the two smallest guards in the game in the lineup now for the NBA, Archibald and Goodrich, both at 6'1". So they'll have defensive problems against the bigger guards.
Bob Love in the game now for the NBA. His missed shot is cleared by Wise. Up court it goes to Rick Barry. Goodrich is there to stop him. But Barry puts it up from the corner. And now the ABA takes a 7-point lead, 20-13. And 6 points for Rick Barry. Archibald trying to move inside on Jones, who slaps the ball away. Wise picks it up court to Jones. Foot race with Gail Goodrich. Inside Artis Gilmore. And the high percentage shot.
That's the best shot going. Just put it up near the hoop and give it to the big man and let him stuff it.
Now there's a timeout on the court with the score. The ABA 22, the NBA 13. With Hot Rod Hundley and Cliff Hagan, this is Don Crickey back at Nassau County Coliseum outside of New York City on Long Island, where the NBA All-Stars with the ball are trailing the ABA right now in the first quarter, 22-13. Bob Love puts the ball up for the NBA. He's short, rebound to Wilt Chamberlain, out to Goodrich. Fires up the left-hander, and the rebound is taken by Artis Gilmore. ABA looking to run every time. Here is Ralph Simpson in the game now in backcourt. He palmed the ball first time he got it. And the NBA gets it back.
Don, this ABA ball bounces a little bit different, a little bit lighter ball, and it's sort of tricky. You've got to watch.
I think it's made a big difference as far as the NBA is concerned. They're just not used to that ball yet, and the ABA has taken advantage of it, and it ran up a big lead of 22-13.
In the second half, they'll be using the regular NBA ball. The 24-second NBA clock throughout the entire game. Now at the free throw line is Nate Archibald. He'll shoot 2.
There were several games this year when Archibald had over 20 free throws in one game, and that's because of his style of play. Driving, he penetrates very well, and he'll pull the defensive man out of position and force the foul.
Jimmy Jones getting his first personal foul. Now you see Nate Archibald. They call him 6 feet, but that might be stretching it. Who averaged over 28 points a game for the Royals this past season. Fights for the rebound, and out to get it is Jimmy Jones of the ABA. Goes to Artis Gilmore, and back to Jones. There's a big overmatch with Goodrich at 6'1". Jones is almost 6'5". Artis Gilmore puts it up on Chamberlain. And now the ABA goes out in front by 10, 24-14, as Artis Gilmore has 8 points. Silas gives to Archibald. Driving the lane, he's blocked by Berry. And we'll have a foul call. Berry had the ball, but he also blocked little Nate Archibald, who goes back to the free throw line.
Here it is in slow motion now. Here's Archibald coming off the screen, set by Salas. He drives, he penetrates very well. He hangs in the air to draw Berry to him for the contact. Nate will get 2 free throws.
Little man doesn't mind seeming to going into that deep forest.
He's had many great games. 40s, he's been up in the 50s.
It is now 24-16. The ABA in white with the ball in the lead. Julius Irving in the game. Feeds to Artis Gilmore. Goes to the hoop. Gilmore puts it up himself. Rebound is cleared by Silas to Goodrich. Here comes the NBA in the run as the ABA gets 4 men back to defend. Bob Love gets the shot. And Julius Irving clears for the ABA. And he lost control of the ball. And one thing I do notice is that looks like a brand new ball. Usually in the ABA, they play with one that's been used for a while to get that coating off it.
That's very important. Also, anytime they play on these portable courts where they play most of the time, there's supports under here, and every time the ball hits it, it'll bounce a little livelier. Fans, I know, wonder why pro players will dribble high like that occasionally, but they hit a support underneath the floor, and it just gives quite a bit more life to the ball.
Goodrich at the free throw line. Simpson got the foul. It works both ways, you know, a small man going against the big man. Now, Gale at 6'1", a little quicker than Simpson at 6'5", and he easily beat him to his strong side, Gale's left, and he got the foul going to the basket from the left side.
Gale Goodrich hits the free throw and will shoot again as the ABA is over the limit. Goodrich now at 2 points, and the NBA back to within 6. They were down by 10 not that long ago. It's 24-18. Jimmy Jones looking to shoot on Goodrich with the overmatch in height. Finally gets it up over Chamberlain's outstretched arm. And the ABA leads 26-18. Chamberlain coming outside to set the pick for Nate Archibald. Rebound, caroms out to Gale Goodrich, who puts it up. And he pops it with the left hand. It's now 26-20. Up court to Julius Irving. Who can get up in the air.
Dr. J on the fly.
Amazing Dr. J. Dragonite rebound. Rebound to Dan Issel, who's back in, and he drives in and puts the ball up. And it's now a 30-20 game as the ABA again takes a 10-point lead. Issel, a hard-working, very physical forward. Goodrich against Ralph Simpson. Goodrich has been getting the first step on him and does again. Goes inside, but Issel blocks the shot. Here's Gilmore coming down with the ball. And we have a whistle and a foul call against the NBA.
To be on Paul Silas on the rebound play, a loose ball foul. Incidentally, none of these free throws will be taken even in a penalty situation. In the NBA, when it's a loose ball foul or a rebound, you'll take the free throw if it's a penalty, but not in the ABA.
Ralph Simpson goes to Julius Irving, who's matched against Bob Love. Inside they go to Gilmore. Chamberlain playing him very tight. Gilmore looking to put it up, and he draws the foul on Wilt Chamberlain.
Gilmore's got some very fine moves and some very fine shots for a man that's 7'2". Not unlike Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
Well, Gale tried to help out there. He came over from the front, but when Gilmore put the ball up high, then Gale retreated, and Chamberlain got the foul.
I'd stay out of there if I were him.
Both teams over the limit. This is a 3 chances to make 2 situation for Artis Gilmore. He has 6 points in the game so far. 45 seconds left to play in the first quarter. You don't think Wilt's on him to shoot free throws?
Wilt's working with him on him.
He shoots 64%. Not bad. Not tonight.
0 tonight. Gale Goodrich puts it up. Ralph Simpson, a 6'5" guard, clears for the ABA. 35 seconds to play in the first quarter as Al Bianchi, the ABA coach, is on his feet, shouting out instructions. 12 seconds on the 24-second clock. Here is George Thompson in the game. Out to Julius Irving. Back to Thompson.
That's his spot.
And the rebound is knocked out of bounds. It'll come inbound to the NBA. 15 seconds to go in the quarter. Archibald puts the ball inbounds to Goodrich. Bob Love loops it into Wilt Chamberlain against Gilmore. Chamberlain with that one stuff shot. His only point so far. And George Thompson draws a foul that will send Nate Archibald back to the free throw line.
He grabbed Nate on the play as he came off the Chamberlain screen to the left side. Now, in a penalty, he'll get 2 free throws. 6 seconds left in the quarter.
The other NBA pivot man is Bob Lanier. Kareem Jabbar of Milwaukee decided not to play in the game. Also scheduled to play, but not here yet, is Walt Frazier, the New York Knicks.
Now, Lanier will give the NBA a different style of play when he comes in because he likes to shoot from the outside where Chamberlain has to be under the basket.
And that's the end of the first quarter of play with the score. The ABA All-Stars 30, the NBA All-Stars 21. And we're ready to go at Nassau County Coliseum with the second quarter of this NBA ABA All-Star game as Artis Gilmore gets set to go up against Bob Lanier with the ABA leading by 9, 30-21. Half control to Julius Erving. Here is George Thompson against Gail Goodrich. Dan Issel gives back to Thompson, looking to shoot on Goodrich. No basket. We have a foul call, an offensive foul. Artis Gilmore is pushing off.
George is a good, strong man. Hit Gail Goodrich on the shot. Good move.
So the NBA has the ball. Here is Bob Love putting it up on Julius Erving. The basket goes, and Bob Love will go to the free throw line. Foul by Erving.
That's an example of Bob's great ability to keep the ball up high when he takes the shot. 6'8". He rarely brings that ball down when he wants to go for the shot. He took that ball off the bounce, went straight up with it, and used that extended arm to get the ball over Erving for the foul. Love at the line gets the free throw.
It is now 30-24. ABA in the lead and with the ball. NBA guards pressing. Gilmore comes out to break it up. Goes back, and here is George Thompson going inside. Hits the side of the backboard. Goodrich lead pass to Nate Archibald. Goes to Bob Love, who puts it up. And Love hits it to make it 30-26.
Don, the NBA has picked up considerably in their defense. In fact, they were picking up all the way court previously, but they picked up some fire here and looks like they're ready to play some ball.
Julius Erving.
Dr. J, did a little operating.
He went upright inside. Here comes Dr. J now. And he was fouled coming down court by Gail Goodrich.
In the backcourt, a big 2-shot foul on Gail reaching in. Erving really handles that ball well for a big man, and he clearly got away from Gail to draw the foul.
Doctor will do some remarkable things as the game progresses.
He sure will. He's 6'6", and I think his sleeve length's about a 39.
Handle the ball at 6'7".
There he goes down the middle, really putting on some speed.
Erving gets the roll, and it's 33-26 ABA. He signed with Virginia after his junior year at the University of Massachusetts. He was the second leading rebounder in the country.
Well, Lanier will be going against Mel Daniels now in there at center, and Big Bob, as I said before, Don, likes to go outside, and if he can get open, they can get that ball to him, he could bring him back in the game.
Great shooter. Goodrich puts it up. Erving clears, but he loses the silence. Puts it back up. And they are going after the ball hard underneath as Bob Lanier goes to the basket. A whistle blows and a 3-second violation of signal. And the ABA gets back possession.
Bob Lanier, incidentally, was the winner of the NBA 101 contest.
$15,000.
Right on.
To go with the $1.5 million he signed for.
Just for playing one-on-one.
Mel Daniels hits it from the outside. And the ABA again opens up a 10-point lead, 36-26. Daniels with his first points of the game. Bob Laws fires it up. Daniels clears. They look at the break. Lost control of the ball. And Julius Irving comes up with it. Now watch our list. Oh! Julius is great.
He made a believer right there. He made a believer.
Only great.
That's hesitation at its best.
George Thompson will stick something through now. And all of a sudden, the ABA has a 14-point lead, 40-26, and the NBA and El Zayla want a timeout. Watch this thing over. There's a timeout on the court with the score. The ABA All-Stars 40, the NBA All-Stars 26.
Here goes Julius Irving down the middle. Handling the ball like a guard. Goes between his legs, hardly even hesitating. Brings himself up with the strength, hesitating. Good balance, puts it up soft and in there. He scores 53 points in a playoff game. Has the league record.
Ties the league record. That's right. Roger Brown had 53 a couple years ago, and Irving did this year. Here's Bob Lanier going in to lay the ball up and in.
It's a great pass from Connie Hawkins to the Phoenix Suns. He dropped the ball right to him in stride for the layup.
First 2 points for Lanier. George Thompson bounce passing behind the back to Daniels. He fumbled the ball, called for traveling, ball back over to the NBA. ABA leads with 9:23 left to play in the first half, 40-28. Oscar Robertson back in the game, being guarded by a much younger player who's compared to him, Ralph Simpson of the Denver Rockets. Clark to Robertson. A lot of picking on the outside as the forwards, Hawkins and Silas, are coming out. Rebound cleared by Daniels to Thompson. 3-on-2 break, a 4-on-2 break. Lead pass to Irving. Caroms off his hands, but Ralph Simpson gets it. And there's a foul call in the NBA underneath.
The ABA's managed to get out on more fast breaks. Here goes George. Pass right through his arms. Looks like a beautiful pass. Up with the shot. Simpson's able to get the shot off. Good balance. Foul.
Foul was charged to Paul Silas on the play. The ABA definitely looks to be in better condition thus far in the game. They're running much better. The NBA is having a problem getting back defensively. They've been out of position. And they still, to this minute of the game, are a little amazed, I believe, at the score.
Here is Paul Silas going to the basket. He's blocked by Issel. But Oscar Robertson comes up with a loose ball and gets the shot. Robertson can't hit. Paul Silas clears, goes in to lay it up and good. Silas, a good aggressive basketball, gets the second and third attempt and gets it.
That's been his strong suit all year, rebounding. He led the Phoenix Suns in rebounds on the season, and the 6'7", a very strong basketball player.
Great offensive rebounder.
Ralph Simpson lost Oscar Robertson with that stutter dribble, and he puts up a shot that gives the ABA a 13-point lead, 43-30. Here comes the ABA again, and Connie Hawkins and Ralph Simpson collide. We'll have a foul call against the NBA.
Right into Hawkins. Backcourt. 2-shot foul.
Oscar made a bad pass to start that play. He tried to lob it down the middle to Salas, and the ball was knocked away. And then when Simpson came up with it, Hawkins crossing from the side of the court, slammed into Simpson for the foul.
Simpson 6'5". It's a little tough to lob over him.
We've not had outstanding foul shooting. 44-30 ABA. 8:16 to play in the first half. 4 points for Ralph Simpson. Archie Clark gets by Simpson. Picked up inside by Daniels. George Thompson kicks the ball. And it will come inbounds to the NBA. Robertson goes inside to Bob Lanier. Julius Irving clears up court to Ralph Simpson. Shooting off the baseline. Simpson is short. Here comes Robertson leading the break. It's 4-on-2. Lead to Clark. Blocked by Julius Irving. And here comes the doctor. Up court to Bell Daniels. To George Thompson. Basket goes. We'll go to the free throw line.
That's incredible play by Julius Irving.
Here goes to the replay. Watch this block. He leaps and he gets it, and not only that, but he maintains his balance and goes after it and throws the ball down. Watch this pass.
Right on the money.
And in for two, George. Little dipsy doodle.
It's a hard shot to make, and he kept his balance while hesitating in the air. And The ABA continues to roll. They lead 46-30.
Oscar Robertson draws the personal foul on Thompson.
Havlicek in for Silas.
Thompson gets the three-point play, and the ABA has opened up a 17-point lead, 47-30, with 7:35 to play in the first half. John Havlicek puts it up, doesn't get the roll, and Julius Erving clears again.
He's got to be one of the all-time leapers.
Well, he's reported to be able to touch the top of the backboard. If you ask him if he can do it, he says, put a $20 bill up there. Let's find out.
Roger Brown from the corner. Here's a player that Coach Bob Leonard of Indiana many times has compared him to Elgin Baylor in his style of play.
Archie Clark hits from the corner. And Clark now cuts the ABA lead to a still very substantial 17 points. It's 49-32. Irving goes inside to Dan Issel. He is blocked by Connie Hawkins. A clean block. They'll jump it up.
Well, the Hawk at 6'8" has extremely long arms. He easily got to that ball. He grabbed every bit of it and just shoved the ball right down his throat. They'll jump it up at the offensive end of the ABA.
Now there's a timeout on the floor. With the score, the ABA All-Stars 49, the NBA All-Stars 32. Next January, TBS will again present the #1 sports series in the first quarter of the year. College basketball 1973. See two top national specials with defending NCAA champion UCLA. As Archie Clark goes through and hits for the score. Plus 10 weeks of the best in regional college basketball, featuring 10 major conferences, including the newly acquired ECAC. College basketball 1973, another reason why TBS is America's #1 independent television network.
George realized that Archie had him beat, so he let him have it.
Well, Archie smartly slowed down to wait for Thompson to come up to make the contact so he could get the three-point play. He got a great pass from Lasker, led him right in stride for the layup.
Roger Brown up court now goes to Julius Erving against Hawkins. George Thompson now takes it on the outside. Inside to Daniels, swept away by Lanier to Julius Erving, who puts it up. Rebound to Robertson. Up court to Clark. And Archie Clark loses George Thompson with that quick step. Rebound to Lanier. Dr. J was in the air and got a piece of it.
That foul will be against Irving, no question. Lanier will get one free throw on the play. But the beautiful play was Clark coming down for that stutter step move. Now here's Lanier with the ball. And he fakes, falls away, and Irving fell into him for the foul. He gets one free throw.
Irving trying to anticipate the shot, and that happens quite often to a guy that can jump well. He likes to block those shots, and a good fake usually takes care of them.
This man at the free throw line has pretty good sized feet on him, Don. He wears about a 20 shoe. That's no lie.
All on one foot.
Right.
Biggest I've ever seen. Archie Clark with the ball goes to Lanier now. Looking to shoot on Daniels. Lanier's a little short, but we have a foul call on Mel Daniels, and Bob Lanier of the Detroit Pistons goes to the free throw line for the NBA.
He's a great hook shooter, Lanier. He's had his problems thus far in this game, but on the year, just tremendous with that shot. And he's starting to go to work offensively against Daniels, and he just turned into him with the left-hand hook to get the foul for free throws.
I believe Artis Gilmore also wears the 20s, the basic size 20s. Keep a couple of cobblers going.
That's petite 20.
Start a freeway with those shoes.
Ball comes inbounds to the ABA. The ABA is up 49-36. They led at 1 point by 19 points. 6 minutes and 5 seconds left to play in the first half. Don Freeman back in the game now for the ABA. Gives to Roger Brown against Oscar Robertson. Here's Mel Daniels looking to shoot on Lanier. Lanier might have gotten a piece of the ball. Connie Hawkins clears the board, goes to Clark.
The NBA has pulled back in a pretty good zone defense, and going to force the ABA to shoot from outside.
Lanier to Robertson, and here's Havlicek. Oscar Robertson shooting. Now the NBA starts to come back.
Oscar has great control of his jump shot. He elevates the ball at whatever height he has to get it over the defender. That time, just a normal shot. He made a good move to shake the defensive man away.
It's 49-38. Don Freeman puts the ball up. It goes out of bounds and will come inbounds now to the NBA, and Robertson will put it in play with 5:14 to play in the second quarter.
ABA taking bad shots outside. Nothing easy.
The ABA led by 9 at the end of the first quarter. Here is Clark driving out to Havlicek. Followed up and in by Bob Lanier.
Mel Daniels did a great job there of intimidating Archie Clark to force him to pass off. But Lanier was there for the rebound on the miss by Havlicek.
Now, after trailing by 19, the NBA comes back to where there's a timeout on the court with the score. The ABA All-Stars 49. The NBA All-Stars 40. 4:57 left to play in the first half. In the game for the ABA, Roger Brown, Don Freeman, Julius Erving, Artis Gilmore, and Willie Wise. For the NBA, Archie Clark, John Havlicek, Bob Lanier, Connie Hawkins, and Oscar Robertson. Don Freeman goes inside to Gilmore against Lanier. Not looking to shoot. Now he does. That hook shot. Lanier clears it. Gives to Robertson up court to Havlicek. He has a step on Gilmore, who fouls him.
Well, Havlicek had that one all the way, and Gilmore made a game effort, but the big guy was just out of position. Here it is in slow motion. Havlicek well on his way for the layup. And Gilmore moved into him with that right leg and tripped Hondo up, knocking him hard to the floor. Havlicek is okay, and he will get 2 free throws.
Heinsohn must have winced on that one.
You bet. Well, here's a guy that, I don't care when you play a game, John Havlicek, you could play it in the middle of July, and he would be in shape. Just tremendous performer, great competitor.
Now Julius Erving goes out. Gets a big hand, and Rick Barry comes in to replace him.
A lot of talent.
It's 49-42. The NBA down by 19 points at one point is now down by 7, and the NBA has the ball right back. Here is Archie Clark looking down court. Hawkins and Havlicek are down underneath as Lanier comes out high. Lanier with the ball against Gilmore. And the ball was last touched by Rick Barry, and the NBA maintains it with 4:11 to play in the first half.
One-shot foul there. The pass had already come in. Freeman holding Archie Clark on the out-of-bounds play as Archie tried to cut to the right side. If you commit that foul before the pass comes in bounds, it's an automatic 2-shot foul. But the pass had already left the hand of the man taking the ball out of bounds, Robertson.
6'2" Archie Clark in his 6th year in the NBA, completing it. With the Philadelphia 76ers, went there in a trade from Baltimore. All-American at Minnesota as a collegian. Archie Clark now has 8 points for the NBA, and the ABA's lead is cut to 6. It's 49-43. Here's Roger Brown against Oscar Robertson. Ball slapped away again as they try to go to Gilmore, and Clark again leads the break for the NBA. Outside to Robertson. Willie Wise against him. And Oscar Robertson puts it up and hits it, and now the NBA is back to it in 4. It's 49-45.
A great move by Oscar. Ran his defensive man behind the screen and just raised up for the jump shot.
Don Freeman looking to shoot. Blocked by Clark. Rebound to Hawkins. And he's traveling with the ball. We now have 3 minutes and 29 seconds left to play in the second quarter. And here is the replay as Connie Hawkins leads the break. Can't control it.
He looked up just as he came across midcourt to see where his teammates were in position on the wings going on the break. And when he took that opportunity to look up, the ball got away from him, and the hot bounce forced the turnover.
They go inside to Gilmore, and we have a foul call. Bob Lanier gets his first personal foul with 3:21 left to play in the first half. And Artis Gilmore goes to the free throw line.
I think one of the big reasons that the ABA has been so successful has been the play of this young man. He played Chamberlain very well in that first quarter when Big Wilt was in there.
NBA now the chance to come back within 2. Rebound to Freeman. 3:10 to play in the first half. Berry puts it up. Out to Jones. Berry against Havlicek. Inside to Jimmy Jones. Puts it up. He stepped on the baseline of the court, and the ball is back to the NBA.
That was a great pass made by Rick Berry.
Here goes Rick on the fake to the left. Looks down underneath. That's something for a man to go up looking for a shot and to pass off. Rarely will they do that.
Well, he had 2 men right with him too, Cliff, and still found the man open, wide open under the hoop. Off to the dance on that one.
Bob Lanier. 6'11". Slimmed down to about 255, 260. Back that 300 for a while.
He's a big man.
Oscar Robertson goes up court to Archie Clark. Robertson takes Jimmy Jones out of position, but is short on the shot, and Havlicek knocked it out of bounds.
Oscar very unhappy with that call. He did exactly what he wanted to do. He got the defensive man leaning and forced him to fall into him, but they did not call the foul, and it looked as if Oscar was smacked a little bit on that jump shot.
Don Freeman shooting against Oscar Robertson. Missed it all. Rebound fought for between Freeman and Clark, and it'll come inbounds to the ABA. 2:15 to play. ABA led by 9 at the end of the first quarter, up to 19 points in the second quarter. Now the NBA's come back to it in 4. As they're playing a tight defense, and the ABA has not been getting the shots they were getting earlier. Here's a foul that will send Willie Wise to the free throw line.
That foul on Hawkins, he was chopping on that play. Connie unhappy with the call, but when you come over the top with that motion, it even looks like a foul, even though you possibly have got the ball cleanly. But Hawk picks up the first one.
Here goes with the chop. That's a good way to break a thumb.
Now there's a timeout on the court with the score. The ABA All-Stars 49, the NBA All-Stars 45. ABA's lead now just 4 points after it was 19. It's 49 to 45, and we have 2 minutes and 8 seconds left to play in the first half. Balanced scoring. The ABA Freeman has 7, Gilmore 6, Berry 6.
This has been the best lineup for the NBA, the one they have in the game right now with Robertson and Clark in the backcourt. Hawkins, Havlicek up front with Bob Lanier. They've got scoring punch as well as speed, and they depend on Lanier and Hawkins to do the rebounding for them.
The NBA, Clark has 8, Robertson 6, Love 5, Lanier 5.
Got a loose ball foul there on Big Mel Daniels and on that missed shot, so the NBA will bring it in and back court.
2 minutes to go now in the first half. ABA with a 5-point lead. Oscar Robertson with the ball for the NBA goes to Hawkins. Connie Hawkins, rebound, comes out to Archie Clark, who is always in motion, always moving around. At 6'2", gets a lot of rebounds. Here is Hawkins putting it up. Keeps fighting for it. Finally, the ball is pulled off by Jimmy Jones, and the ABA breaks. Don Freeman putting it up and hitting for the ABA to make it 52 to 45. ABA leading 52 to 45. Hawkins has the ball. Drives and hooks it up. He'll go to the free throw line. Quite a basketball history for Connie Hawkins. Once asked on a questionnaire, military service, and he replied,
I fought in the ghetto.
asked what he does to improve his game in the off-season.
Leaves it alone. He's quite a guy, Connie, as well as a great talent in basketball. That move there was a great one. He palms that ball so easily with his right hand and just faked from the outside, drove hard to the left to get the foul from Jones. And Connie in a penalty 2 to make 3. 3 to make 2.
I think what he said is very good advice. You need to get away from it for, 3 or 4 months. These players will be back here in 3 months, starting all over again.
Here is Willie Wise on the drive, hooking the ball up, but we have a foul call prior to the shot. Let's see. Does it go? It does, I believe.
I don't think the shot's any good.
Here goes Willie Wise. Over the big left, comes back left. There's the bump right there. He's ready to go up in the air.
Before the shot. Penalty shot in effect for the ABA. Willie Wise will get the penalty shot now. He ups the ABA lead to 7, 53 to 46.
Got a big crowd here tonight, Don. We might mention. I'm guessing well over 12,000.
Absolutely, close to 14. Here is Archie Clark on the drive and lays it in as he comes down the middle.
He really penetrates well, Archie. That's a typical Archie Clark move.
10 points for Clark. Freeman puts it up, gets his own rebound, and goes inside to put it up. Partially blocked by Lanier, and Connie Hawkins comes up with the ball. Bob Lanier shooting. And again, Archie Clark in position gets the offensive rebound for the NBA. 25 seconds to go now in the first half. 54-48 ABA. NBA with the ball, Oscar Robertson. Working off a pick from Lanier, Robertson puts it up short, but there's a foul call that sends Oscar Robertson to the free throw line.
Oscar works as well behind the screen as any player in basketball. He's one of the greatest dribblers of all time. He's never fancy. Oscar keeps the ball out in front of him at all times. He very rarely passes the ball behind his back, and he'll just wait for that opportune moment, then raise up for the shot, as he did on this play, working from the right side.
He's a big guard, 6'5", one of the early big guards.
Second leading scorer in college basketball history. There are 12 seconds left to play now. As Don Freeman puts it up, and he is blocked by Bob Lanier, and we have a foul call. It's against the NBA.
Don has the shot from the corner, but he elects to go in, and he runs into the big man, which is bad news. And he's got a bruise. But he gets 2 free throws, and that makes him better.
Like Freeman wanted a shot from the corner, but he thought he could eat up a little more time by coming into the basket. That's where the contact was made, and that leaves 7 seconds in the first half. As Freeman gets 2 free throws.
Well, he's missed a couple outside shots, and I think he's a little unsure of himself.
Bob Lanier's defense has improved appreciably in the second year now. He's always been a great shooter, but he plays a lot of defense now.
You got to in the NBA, the talent they have at center. He goes against the great ones just about every night.
7 seconds to go in the first half. Oscar Robertson hurrying now for the last shot of the half as he goes to Hawkins. Blocked by Berry. Willie Wise puts something up. And there is the horn. The lights go on. The buzzer sounds. There you see it on replay as Hawkins tries the last shot. It's blocked by Berry.
That's incredible play there, Don, because that's one of Connie's favorite moves, and Rick timed it perfectly to knock the ball down.
That's the end of the first half of play with the score. The ABA All-Stars 56, the NBA All-Stars 50. And we'll be back in a moment with our halftime show.
Remember the little yellow book? How it said that you are the foreigner overseas? It said there were 3 expressions to learn that'll smooth your way wherever you go. Please, thank you, and excuse me. Be cool.
Cliff Hagan here at halftime with the ABA leading by 6 points, 56 to 50. Wilt, I just personally want to congratulate you on a tremendous playoff and being elected the most valuable player by the National Basketball Association. Did sometime early in the playoffs or late in the season that you made up your mind that this was going to be the year?
Well, actually, I felt as though we had a good year all year long, Cliff. And I thought maybe it'd be really a crime, so to speak, that we couldn't, like finalize the whole season with a World Championship or an NBA Championship. And I was just happy that I could be part of it.
Well, great. Can you do it again next year?
Well, I'm just going to sort of relax and think about the rest of my laurels of the year just went past.
Well, I don't blame you. Good luck to you. Julius Erving, I think a couple of times here tonight you electrified the entire 15,000 people here. Where did you learn to play basketball?
Well, I learned to play right here on Long Island. This is where I grew up, and I went to high school here.
Well, you really showed the people something here tonight. What does this game really mean to you as an ABA player?
Well, you know, I think that all the players on our team, including myself, are really, you know, proud and honored to be selected, you know, to represent the league in a game like this. And since we are representatives of the league, we want to, you know, make a good showing and play well and win for them, you know, and you know, this is what it's all about.
Well, you certainly are doing that tonight. Good luck to you. You have a tremendous future ahead of you.
Okay, Cliff, thank you.
And now back to Don Cricket.
All right, Cliff.
From Nassau County Coliseum in New York, with the score of the ABA All-Stars 56, the NBA 50. With me at this time, Oscar Robertson, the great backcourt mate of the Milwaukee Bucks, who has a special presentation to make. Oscar?
Yes. Senator Irvin, on behalf of NBA, ABA basketball players, I'd like to present you with this ball and appreciate you for the fine work you've done for us. You've really been great for us.
Well, thank you, Oscar. Tonight you have seen, and are seeing, a basketball game played by the most skillful basketball players in America. I have been fighting in the Senate against a bill which would give the owners of basketball clubs an exemption from the antitrust laws. That means that if they got that exemption, that they would be able to rob these wonderful basketball players and every other person who possesses basketball skill in the United States of the freedom to contract and to sell their services to the highest bidder for cash. That kind of a proposal is un-American. It's contrary to the free enterprise system, and I appeal to all Americans who believe that we should continue to say that the Star-Spangled Banner tells the truth when it says America is the land of the free, to try to assist me in defeating that iniquitous piece of legislation.
Thank you, Senator. Thank you very much. Oscar, I'm going to talk with Oscar here a few moments. Oscar, you've got to be a little surprised with this ball game here in the first half. Now, the NBA definitely would have to be the favorite, but the ABA has controlled the first half.
Well, not really. You know, they got some breaks on us, Rod, which is a story. We're trying to play everybody, give everyone an equal chance to play, but this half it'll be a little different. We got to think Elgin's going to go with the guys going to win the game for us. So, you know, it's great athletes from the ABA.
You know, it's tough playing in a game like this, too. Now, from Elgin's standpoint, he's never coached, and he's trying to do the job, and yet he wants to let everybody play.
But this is what the first half was for. Now we get down to business.
Yeah, you're going to have to. I was amazed at the play of Gilmore. Not really amazed, but I thought he played great against Chamberlain. He did a good job, and that got him off to the early start.
Well, he did, but it's a long game. You know, a little shoving going underneath. The ref missed a couple of calls on the big fella, but, you know, it's to be expected. This is pro basketball. There has to be contact. But, you know, as I said before, they got some fast breaks against us, got down the court for some easy layups. Other than that, it'll be a better game in the second half.
Hey, Oscar, how long are you going to play pro basketball? You're going to be back next year?
Yes, I will, Rod. I feel fine. You know, I want to play just long enough where I can contribute to the game. It gets to the point where I can't contribute. I want to get out of it.
Your team this year had some tough luck. You got the injury, and that certainly slowed your ball club down. And then the playoffs, the Lakers came up and knocked you off. And Chamberlain now had just a great playoff in that series with the Knicks.
Yes, he did. It's unfortunate, but that's part of the game, Rod, and it's to be expected. But next year, I'll be healthy.
Okay, Oscar, good luck to you in the second half. Now let's go back to Don Cricket.
With Cliff Hagan and Hot Rod Hundley, this is Don Cricky back at Nassau County Coliseum at the half of this ABA-NBA All-Star game. The ABA All-Stars, as you see, are up 56-50. They led at the quarter by 9, 30-21. To start the second half of the NBA, Bob Love is coming out onto the floor, along with little Nate Archibald, with Gail Goodrich. Wilt Chamberlain will come out to play the pivot. And it looks like Oscar Robertson's going to start the second half. Hot Rod and Cliff, as you look at these first half point statistics, what do you see?
Well, the NBA, taking a look at them from the field, they had 16 field goals and only 51 tries, only 31%. That's not good at all. They were 69% from the free throw line, making 18 of 26. Rebounds, they totaled 31, 13 on the offensive board, 18 off the defensive end, and they were led in that department by Connie Hawkins, who had 6 rebounds, Oscar with 5.
The ABA shot 43% and 64% from the free throw line.
The best shot maker in that first half for the NBA was Archie Clark, 4 field goals and 9 tries. And for the ABA, Artis Gilmore was 4 for 7.
We're underway now as Bob Love feeds off to Wilt Chamberlain. And Chamberlain, hitting the stub shot, brings the NBA back to within 4, 56-52. In the game for the ABA, Jimmy Jones, who has the ball. He's aligned in the backcourt with Don Freeman. Here's Artis Gilmore, and up front are Willie Wise and Rick Barry. Don Freeman banking a shot up. Rebound is cleared by Paul Silas. Gets the ball up now to Archibald. Nate Archibald skirts that court like a water bug. Very quick.
There's a foul on Wise. He came over the back of Love on a pass inside. Here it is again in slow motion. Goodrich drops the ball into him, and there's the contact. Wise coming over the back of Bob Love. He's at the line for 1.
Willie Wise getting the personal foul. And it's now 56-53. We are early in the third quarter as the NBA is now back to within 3. Here is Wise with a height over match, shooting on Gail Goodrich and hitting, and the ABA goes out in front, 58-53. Gail Goodrich with the ball now from the Los Angeles Lakers. Barry picks him up on a switch. A double team leaves Silas free. The ball is slapped away by Jones and picked up by Wilt Chamberlain. Nate Archibald hits it. Make it 58-55. They're now playing with the NBA ball. They went with the red, white, and blue ABA ball throughout the first half. Here's Willie Wise looking, taking Bob Love out of position and then banking in the shot. And the ABA again takes a 5-point lead as Willie Wise has scored 5 points.
They're not letting up. They keep the pressure on the NBA.
You've got that interesting match inside again. Artis Gilmore against Wilt Chamberlain.
You notice he's fronting Big Wilt on the play right now as the ball's out front by Goodrich.
Gail Goodrich penetrates, gets the shot, but it won't roll for him. And here comes the ball up court in the ABA's hands as Don Freeman moves it. Stolen on a clean steal by Goodrich, nobody near him.
Camparino.
That's his stuff.
Well, Gail, you got to be careful around him. You turn your head when you try to pivot away from him on a dribble. He'll reach around the back and slap the ball away, as he did on that play, and he got the all-alone layup.
It's 60-57 ABA. Here is Artis Gilmore as Chamberlain's playing him loose on the outside. Picking up Wise. They go to Jimmy Jones now against Archibald. 6-inch height advantage. Too much on the shot. Silas clears for the NBA, and they start to run Archibald. Barry is back. Lead pass to Love. And now the NBA has come back to within 1 at 60-59.
That was a beautiful fast break. All started by Paul Silas with a great rebound, and then Archibald with a perfect pass to the right side to Love in stride for the layup.
The ABA does not have much organization at the moment. They're going to call timeout and get a little.
And there is a timeout on the court with the score. The ABA 60, the NBA 59. Irving led the ABA to a breakaway in the second quarter. They went up by 19, but he's been on the bench throughout the later part of the second quarter. He's not played here in the third quarter. Artis Gilmore gets the ball inside now. Matched against Chamberlain. Gilmore hooks it up, but he's short, and Bob Love has the loose ball to Nate Archibald. Nate Archibald next to Wilt Chamberlain. David Goliath. Gilmore has the ball now. Here is Jimmy Jones. Willie Wise puts it up on Paul Silas. And Wise gets the roll, and it's now 62-59, ABA in the lead. Elgin Baylor, the coach of the NBA All-Stars, on the edge of his seat.
Boy, little Nate.
Killer. 62-61. Jimmy Jones pulls up off the drive. Can't get the shot. Love clears to Archibald. Looking to Goodrich.
Not a pass. There's the pass. Goodrich was so surprised, I think, that he even got the pass. He couldn't control the shot.
Jimmy Jones puts it up. Artis Gilmore goes in on Chamberlain, and he's called for traveling. And now the NBA has the ball and a chance to take the lead as they're down by 1, 62-61. 8:15 to play in the third quarter.
That's the second time that in succession that Wilt has intimidated Gilmore, forcing him to take the bad shot.
It's a rare experience for artists to see anyone eye to eye.
That is for sure.
Chamberlain puts the ball into Goodrich. Slapped away by Jim Jones and back into the NBA All-Stars. Loop pass is intercepted by Gilmore. Lead pass to Willie Wise, slapped by Silas, and picked up by Rick Barry. A three-point attempt, it's no good. They're working with a three-point shot in this half. Here's Paul Silas to Love, and the NBA takes the lead for the first time since early in the game. 63-62. Willie Wise goes to Gilmore. Blocked by Chamberlain.
You can't do that with a big guy there. Well, they ruled that one of the ABA players hit the ball, so the NBA will get it back. It looked as if Gale threw it straight out of bounds. That was some block by Chamberlain.
Gilmore challenged him, and Chamberlain rejected it.
Right.
Chamberlain's going to work on him. Done made up his mind.
The one-shot foul on Gilmore, I believe. Big Will will get one.
Wilt was coming right back at him, rooting, using all that strength that he's got. He's a big one.
Cliff, you can remember as well as I, back when we were playing, that Chamberlain was a much younger man. If you got him riled, school was out. He could score 60 to 100 on you without any problem.
Everyone said, "Hello, Will, how you feeling?"
I want to get the big guys too mad.
Wilt Chamberlain puts up his fourth point of the game. Don Freeman shooting and hitting. Great shot by Freeman, driving to the baseline and arcing it up at 64-64. Here's Nate Archibald coming down before everybody else is ready. Bob Love gets the loose ball. Gilmore picks it off now. Up court to Freeman.
Get him, Gil.
And a foul on Nate Archibald.
There were 2 or 3 fouls there.
Goodrich got him after the whistle.
Pretty good one.
It's not a Goodrich's strong suit, playing defense against a fast break 3-on-1. And Gale was backpedaling, trying to stop him.
Now the ABA goes back in the lead as Freeman gets his 12th point of the game. It's 65-64. We have 6 minutes and 55 seconds left to play in the third quarter. Chamberlain, back pass to Goodrich. Good! It goes to go to the free throw line.
Oh, great pass. Now the Lakers use that play quite often. You'll see it again. Goodrich drops the ball into Wilt, then cuts down the middle, and Wilt perfect behind the back pass. So Goodrich cut him for the layup, and he got the foul from Freeman from behind.
Beautiful execution, beautiful shot.
Gilmore clears. NBA has 2 men back. Chamberlain and Silas are both waiting down court. Here's Freeman trying to move on Goodrich. Gets by him, and again, net doesn't move when he puts it up.
That's up the rail.
And the ABA again takes the lead, 67-66. Nate Archibald against Freeman. To Silas. Here they go again to Wilt Chamberlain against Artis Gilmore.
Offense.
That's a good call. Wilt fake a behind the back pass, and then backs his way into Gilmore. That's the 3rd foul on Chamberlain. There you can see the play. And there's the whistle as Wilt was trying to back his way in, and Gilmore held his ground.
Didn't give him an inch.
Ralph Simpson puts it up and hits it.
Beautiful.
And now the ABA leads by 3, 69-66.
He cocked that arm just like Oscar. Very similar form.
Nate Archibald whips it up from way out. Nothing but string.
He likes that brown ball, I think. Much better than that red, white, and blue.
69-68. Shot by Jones is way short, but there was a foul on the play.
Goodrich. Gale too small on the play and slapped him on the arm as Jones put the shot up from the baseline right.
You know, I'm trying to look at Artis Gilmore and Wilt Chamberlain together. Artis says he's 7 feet 2 inches tall, and Wilt's standing out there a good 2 inches taller than he is.
So they never have really been able to understand the correct height of Wilt Chamberlain. It's been anywhere from 7 feet to 7'4".
He's full grown at any rate.
If his hair were as long as ours, he'd be 8 feet tall.
I remember one night he looked 8 feet tall. He scored 100 against the New York Mets.
This is Pennsylvania. Chamberlain comes down with the ball, gets it up to Archibald. This is 3-on-3 break. Archibald takes off running and goes to Love. It'll come inbounds to the ABA.
Love lost it on his way up, coming in from the left side. The ball hit over the board.
Here's Rick Barry outside. Going inside to Willie Wise. Had a lot on it. Wise can't get the shot. Chamberlain was there. And we had a whistle from John Vanek underneath.
They could get a foul on Gilmore on the rebound. Coming over the back of Chamberlain. Here's the missed shot. And then Wilt gets the rebound, and there's the contact coming over the top.
Here is John Havlicek back in the NBA lineup, placing Bob Love, the captain of the Boston Celtics. John Havlicek.
He played with a good center for many years.
Acceptable.
Who's that? The fellow used to reject those shots once in a while.
You mean number 6?
Number 6. Left-handed center.
That TV star now.
Right.
Who is he?
70 to 68, and here's Gilmore clearing the missed shot by Chamberlain. To Ralph Simpson to Rick Barry. Underneath to Gilmore. He's going to try it again on Chamberlain. Again, he is rejected. Gilmore looks for a foul call. Nate Archibald goes to Havlicek against Barry. Way back to Oscar Robertson, who is toying with the idea of throwing up the three-point shot. Now he goes inside.
That's a great shot. That's, again, just an example of how cool Oscar is and how he can wait to get that defensive man off of him and then take his time for the shot.
You know, on the previous play, it's very difficult to know what really goaltending is when you've got two men up there that are 7'2" or better and their hands up above that basket. It's a difficult call to make.
Lead is skating.
Believe it.
That's my man.
The lightweight fighter.
He put in a little extra step there and got the shot off. Everybody else was holding off, blocking off, and quite often a man can do something in there when everybody's concerned about their own man.
That gave the NBA a 2-point lead. Jimmy Jones ties it up again now, 72-all with 4:15 to play in the third quarter. Nate Archibald from Texas and El Paso off the streets of Harlem.
Well, the adrenaline is flowing to little Nate. He is really going.
Where he learned to play basketball. Rebound comes down to Willie Wise. Fires it up the court to Ralph Simpson from Michigan State and the Denver Rockets. Artis Gilmore with a pretty shot. Sliding in to give the ABA a 2-point lead, 74 to 72.
Well, Wilt was on the right-hand side that time, and Artis on the flag just came down the middle, timed it perfectly, and got the ball right at the top of the jump and just guided the shot through while Wilt was standing on the right side of the hoop.
Here's Havlicek. Got it off balance. We have a whistle.
John's going to get 2 free throws, foul against the ABA.
Now there's a timeout on the court with the score. The ABA All-Star 74, the NBA All-Star 72. There are 3 minutes and 33 seconds left to play in the third quarter. The ABA All-Stars lead the NBA All-Stars 74 to 72. This is Don Criqui with Hot Rod Hundley and Cliff Hagan as John Havlicek goes to the free throw line now for the NBA. He'll shoot again.
Well, on this play, John came across the lane left to right and kind of was knocked off balance. He just threw the ball at the hoop. Not really a percentage shot, but he got the job accomplished. He got 2 free throws.
3.5 minutes to go now in the quarter. Ralph Simpson has the ball, gives it to Willie Wise. Tight defense put up against him by Connie Hawkins, who's picked off by Mel Daniels. A lot of contact now. Here's a steal by Havlicek. Mary's defending. John Havlicek ties the game, 74-all. He has 10 points. The NBA leading by 1, 75-74. recover the ball again now. Here is Connie Hawkins to Archie Clark. Havlicek cutting across the lane is blocked by Berry. Clean. Ball comes back into the NBA.
Barry went after that shot early. Normally you'd try to block that shot much later, but Barry anticipated and was able to get to it earlier, much like Russell used to do.
Bob Lanier gets all that weight up in the air and hooks it in.
Big roundhouse hook.
NBA leads by 3, 77-74. Rebound cleared by Lanier. Up court to Robertson. 3-on-3 break. Oscar Robertson. Cross court to Connie Hawkins. And the rebound is down to Wise. Ralph Simpson has the ball, leads Willie Wise. Inside on Havlicek, doesn't get the shot. Puts it up again on Lanier and makes it.
That's a good move by Wise in that he turned into Lanier and kept out the defensive on the play.
Battling call on Connie Hawkins.
Big Hawk was flying.
They don't like that call. They wanted to see it. Here's Hawk again. That's that patented swoop move that he makes so often. Palming the ball with the right hand, but he took an extra step and tried to go up for the shot.
Hawkins clears. Archie Clark. NBA by 1, 77-76. Barry gets a piece of the ball, and Jimmy Jones picks it up. Up court to Simpson, too much on it. And the NBA gets it.
That's the third clean block I know of that Rick Perry has made. He's played an outstanding defensive game. This time against a smaller guard, he came from behind him and knocked the shot down.
Now there's a timeout on the court with the score. The NBA All-Star 77, the ABA All-Star 76. There you see it. The NBA All-Stars up by a point. They were down by 19 in the second quarter. They were down by 9 at the end of the first quarter. Cliff?
Sitting alongside me is Norm Drucker, the man that's in charge of the officiating in the ABA. Norm, you enjoying yourself?
Very much so.
What about the officiating? Is it all right?
It's beautiful, as always.
Is the right team ahead right now?
No, I think Joe Gashu and John Vanek do an excellent job. And of course, they know most of the ball players from both leagues. They know their moves. They've been in both leagues. So I could say that's an advantage knowing the ball players.
Good to see you, Norm.
Connie Hawkins goes to Oscar Robertson inside to Bob Lanier. Lots of fakes, and Lanier gets points, and the NBA leads 79-76.
That kind of a move indicates why he won the one-on-one contest. For a big man, he can dribble the ball, he can move outside, he has a lot of shots.
9 for Bob Lanier, and Simpson comes right back and hits for the ABA to make it 79-78. Simpson has 6. Here is Nate Archibald driving. And another foul inside against the ABA.
Archie Clark on the drive. Archie got the foul, coming across the lane left to right. When we look at it again, just putting his feet on and forcing the contact right at the free throw line.
Here comes the man we've been waiting for, Julius Irving. They've waited a while to put him back.
Well, he played great. Very surprising.
Not often he doesn't.
Right, but he has not played more than he has in this game. Spectacular player.
80-78, the NBA by 2. Archie Clark with his second free throw. And the NBA leads by 3, 81-78. Clark has 12 points. Here's Ralph Simpson to Julius Irving against Connie Hawkins. Hawkins grabs an intentional foul. Irving will shoot 1.
Connie just put the old hug on him before Julius could make a move inside as he had that left side cleared out to go to work. Good shot of him on the free throw line. 27.2 average on the year.
It's now 81-79. The NBA with the ball in the lead as Oscar Robertson is matched against Jimmy Jones. Here is Archie Clark, who moves all over the floor. Havlicek against Simpson. Lanier comes low now as Nell Daniels is matched against him. Inside to Lanier to Havlicek. And Rick Barry clears. Up court to Jimmy Jones. Pass to Simpson. Nice feed off to Jimmy Jones. Can't get the shot. Havlicek comes up with the ball. To Robertson to Clark. And John Havlicek comes inside to score.
That's a great shot. A tough one to make. Leaping leader. With the momentum carrying you forward, he had to be very soft off the glass with the shot.
Julius Erving. Unbelievable.
What a move. What a
What
move.
happens in the cheap seat with a fake.
I hope we get to see that again.
The doctor's bringing him back.
There we go in the corner. Now watch this. Between the legs, behind his back, between his legs again, up, balance, 2 points. What a move.
He ran Hawkins off the screen. Now we have a timeout. A timeout with the score. The ABA All-Stars trailing the NBA All-Stars 83 to 81.